Hey y'all, it's me in the bag. Okay, and I want to talk to y'all about this journey that we on, or this twin flame journey. And child, it's for the ghetto. Okay, it's for the ghetto. Okay. I've been saying a lot of things is for the ghetto lately. A lot of things has been for the ghetto lately. But this journey is something it's something that's it's undescribable. Like okay, okay, get real. Get real. It's undescribable, right? And it makes me laugh and then it makes me like like not like in a bitter way like but it's just like ugh. Because ever since I started mine, I've I've seen the evolution. I've seen the growth. I remember when I started mine, it was so like a lot of readers were mixing up like like karmic energies. They were mixing up, it was a lot of mix up with stuff, and it was a lot of, illusions, and it was a lot of like, witchery, and it was just a whole lot of like divine masculines were stuck in some shit that they couldn't get themselves out, and divine feminine was stuck in their own fucking way they wouldn't get the fuck out, and it was just so much. It was a whole lot of, and I remember when I first started mine, just coming upon readers and just looking in the chat, and as soon as the reader would say something like, oh, your person is with somebody else or they went to somebody else, and here come the females like, oh, F him, he could stay with Carmisha. He could stay with that bitch over there. He a scrub, he this, he that, bashing, bashing, bashing. And I was in here like, girl, you got a lot of shit going on down there, do you? Like, it was just like bash after bash, where it's like you coming to get a reading about somebody that you're bashing, but you also want them. Like, I don't get it. It's like you're just as fucked up, sis. Like, you're just as fucked up. And that's one thing that I could say. Like, even if I pop shit about my person, I did that shit in my head. I did that shit with my angels. Like, I didn't go into somebody's, chat and saying, he's a bitch, he's a liar, he's a whore. You know, I didn't do that because, like I said, my person and I would like to say that we have built our relationship on a genuine bond. That's what I would like to say. Like, we were the showstoppers of where we were. Like, if me and him were arguing back and forth, and I'm not like arguing, like, fuck. It was just like, you know what they call that thing? Like, little love a squirrel or love a sweat or whatever the fuck that is. That. Like, very tip for that, like, very playful, like, playful banter, playful play and stuff like that. Like, people will literally stop and okay. Okay. People would literally stop what they're doing and be like, and I'd be like, damn, y'all all in our business, like, mind y'all business. Like, he was overprotective, like no guy could even come to me and say I like your shoes without him being like, why you talking to her? This is my woman. Why are you talking to her? And I'm just like, boy, bye. And, you know, stuff like that. But I remember this journey took a toll for like the dark side. And I was just like, what in the hell is going on here? Like, this is so ghetto. Like, what is it? And I'm not going to sit up here and spill all the beans about, a whole lot of, but it was just something that was different because I've seen a lot of things in him and me, and I've seen a lot of me and him. And you know, one thing I want to say that I did do was, of course, give him a genuine friendship, of course, and then hold him accountable when he needed to. And that's something that I will always do if, when we cross paths and stuff like that. Like, I'm always going to hold you accountable. And, if you shit in the corner, you pick that bitch up. Like, curb yourself. You got to curb a dog and you shit in the corner, you curb yourself too. But it was just a fun journey that people made it so horrible, and it was to the point where people were sitting there asking people like, is Joe my twin flame? Because me and Joe has been arguing for like the past 2 days, and he's always cheating. Like, sis, you're not in the twin flame. Like, you're not a twin flame. Joe's not your twin flame. He's just a fuck boy. He's a dusty. Leave him alone. Y'all been arguing, and so many people are getting it mixed up. Like, so many people think that them and their person is twins, and it's like they're not noticing like the karmic aspect of it. Like the lesson, like that person is your lesson. Like, I always tell people, like, especially for me, and a lot of people could tell you that when you're with your twin or you're in communication with your twin or whatever, it flows so easy. It's like it's like it flows easier than water when you and your twin are truly like evolved, and it's a genuine, authentic connection where y'all open with each other and are vulnerable and honest with each other. Like, it flows so easy. It's like it's laughter, it's love, it's holding each other accountable, it's growth, it's always inspiring each other. It's like if I got to sit there and wonder every day who you talking to, why you got an attitude, and all these other things. If you're talking to somebody else, then you are not my person, because at the end of the day, I should not have to sit there and wonder if you're lying, why you always in some type of competition with me, why you're always against me in some type of way, why you can't take accountability for the things that you do, why it's always me. That person is not your twin. But who am I to say what your person is and what your person isn't? It's like it's you call it what the fuck you call it. And I feel like so many people who don't do the research on divine feminine energy and divine masculine energy, and don't do their research on, karmic relationship versus kindred relationship versus, soulmate relationship versus twin and twin ray, and all these different type of soul relationships. They just see or hear something and they run for it, they run with it. They like, oh well, this person told me. And it's like, well, did God tell you? Because anybody could sit there and tell you anything, but if it ain't come from God, then I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I asked for confirmation of what the fuck this journey was, and I got it. you know um and like I said in the beginning, it was so dark, it was so hectic, it was so crazy. And I can see how the energy has been shifting, especially for the people that started when I started. Like, the energy has definitely been shifting, and lessons have been learned, and people are still moving. Some people have soared, and they're 100% in their purpose. Some people are still are halfway in their purpose. Some people haven't gotten into it yet. Some like, everybody's at different stages right now. And some people are in union. Some people they decided that they weren't going to do it. Some people, it's not even meant for them to come in union. And I want to say, like, the twin flame journey has been highly romanticized. It has been highly romanticized, and so many people were focusing on the love aspect of everything and not like the healing and the growth and the evolvement aspect of it. And for the ones who were out there and that were doing it, they weren't getting half the views that some of the fluff readers were. Like, you had people that was telling people to stay with narcissists. Like, oh yeah, I remember I was watching this one girl. I just like stumbled upon her, and it was my sign. So I'm like, oh, let me see what they doing for my sign, okay? And then she was just like, yeah, this person is sorry that they hurt you. Yeah, they're narcissists, and I know that they cheated on you and they lied on you and they did all this crazy stuff to you, but they love you, so you should give them another chance. I was like, how the fuck you tell somebody to stay with somebody that done did them wrong? How? How you tell somebody to stay with somebody that's doing them dirty? Oh, they love you and they want to make it work. I mean, you should make it. No, bitch, you need to leave. Like, I'm the type of person. I'm gonna tell you that you need to leave. You need to pack your shit and go. I don't care where you gotta go, but you need to go. And like I said, it started to become more and more draining. Especially if you and your person are like, you know, of course y'all energetically attached, but it's like, oh goodness, it's just, I don't know, like, and now I can sit back and pretty much laugh at it because I'm like, child, it was so ghetto, like it was so ghetto, but it's beautiful. It is. It's a really beautiful journey. It's self discovery, and it's pushing you to your limit, and it's pushing you beyond what you can ever imagine. Um, and like I said, so many people. Like, I remember this one girl. She was doing twin flame. 'Cause, at that time it was the biggest shit on tarot internet. And I remember, and I don't see her like post anymore. Like, I don't see this girl post anymore. And I remember her saying like, "Oh, I'm not gonna read for twin flames because I did my research and I don't believe in it." And then baby started just posting videos and she wasn't getting them views. And all of a sudden, she went right back to reading for twin flames. And I'm like, but you don't believe in it, so why are you reading for something that you don't believe in? And the reason why was because she wasn't getting the views that she was supposed to be getting. I've seen people that, I mean, it was this one girl. I think her tarot page just pretty much flopped because it was to the point where she was getting so money hungry doing, live twin flame readings. You know how people do it? They be like, oh, you pay a certain amount of money through like Cash App, PayPal, or like, um, uh, super chat and put your question in and I answer your question for you and stuff like that. And it was to the point where she was being so money hungry and she was just like, she went from having like hella views to having like, and especially like in her chats, right? Like in her live chat, she went from having like a bunch of people in her chat to having like 5 people in her chat, 3 people in her chat, like getting nothing. And I remember her just being like, "Oh, I know it's y'all paid that y'all got paid," and it's like, sis, you want, like, we're in a pandemic right now where people are trying to rebuild themselves, and you want people to spend $50, $100, and shit like that on a service, and they're trying to get their money together, and then you're doing it all the time, and you always, oh, where y'all at? I know y'all got money. Oh, so what y'all trying to say? Y'all trying to say that? I'm like, girl, like, once I started to know that, I started watching her. I was just like, okay, she's getting really money hungry. And then there was another person that I was watching, and I had to stop. I had to unsubscribe from her too because she was the type of person, like, if you wasn't like a regular of her channel, like, you could post in her chat and she would clearly ignore you and act like you didn't, you're not there. And like, you could be writing in her chat and like, hey girl, what's up? How you doing? Oh, I'm ready to see. Let this be a good read. And then she'll just be like, so nobody's on. So nobody's going to chat. And it's like, obviously people's chatting, but because they're not your usual, they're not your normal, they're not your typical, you're not going to acknowledge them. And once I saw that, I said, Gotta go. Once I saw that, I said, at first, like when it first happened, I was like, well, maybe she didn't see their chat. Like maybe, it could be technical difficulties, give people the benefit of the doubt. But then I started to see like a recurrence of it, and I was just like, yeah, I gotta go, because that's one thing that I don't like is when people get big headed and when people act like people who are not their normal doesn't exist. And it's like these people, like the fucking regulars on your channel, they're not the ones giving you your views. Okay, they're not the ones giving you those hundreds or thousands of views. They're not the one. They're not watching that video over and over and over and over and over and over and over. They're there for that moment. It's people who's going to watch it during and after that's giving you your views. So acknowledge the people there. Like that's one thing about me, and I'm pretty sure y'all can see the Libra coming out of me. I don't like shit like that. I'm very just and I'm very fair. You can't say, "Oh, I'm fair to everybody," but then you're not fair to everybody. It's like don't be a walking contradiction. Like don't do that. Don't bite the apple and then rub your ass with it and then give it to somebody else. Like don't do that. Like that's one thing that I don't like. And I don't like people who sit there and also be like, "Oh, nobody watches my videos." And it's like you got 500 views. What do you mean? 500 people watch your video. It's people out there that got 0 views on a video that can sit up there and say nobody literally watched my video. But here you are. I don't give a damn if you got 3 views. I don't give a damn if you got 2 views. 2 people viewed your shit because they were drawn to view your shit. So you know what I'm saying? I feel like there's so many people like they're so money hungry, and it's like I want to get to YouTube because I want to get the money, and I want to get on YouTube, and I want to get the money, and they're like, I mean, but anyways, back to that. Like this whole journey, um, it's like I said, it's a life lesson. You know how when people be like, it's a lifestyle, honey. It's a life lesson, and either you get it or you don't. Either you wanna do it or you don't. And um, it basically it is what it is type of journey. You know, like I said, everybody isn't meant to come into union with their person, which is perfectly fine. You acknowledge the memories, you acknowledge the moments that you had, the good times, and you grow from the bad times. um and it basically is what it is type of moment, you know. um but like I said, it's to the point where I can look back at it and I can just laugh at it and be like, child, that was for the ghetto. Like so much happened, and I like for me it was just different. Like it was different. It was different. But one thing about me, I'm grateful and I'm honored to and I'm to be in the position where I'm at to experience such things, because it's a lot of people who want to be in this shit so bad that they're willing to make Joe from accounting their person. It's like Joe don't even like you. Like he's not your person. Like he's not your twin. It's like so many people are so desperate to have that title called twin flame, and it's like it's not. Like it's work, and it's not work. And when I say it's work on yourself. It's inner work. It's internal work. It's external work. It's everything that's evolving. That's surviving. I'm gonna use that. It's everything that's evolving you and where you want to go in your life and the choices that you make. And if you are still sitting in the same type of energy, or you've been with somebody for a certain amount of years and y'all still going through the same fucking shit, then you need to pull yourself back and say, is it worth it? Like what is it? Like am I really teach, am I really setting boundaries? Am I really doing what I'm supposed to be doing, or am I allowing myself to be a doormat? Am I allowing myself to wait for something or someone? Like, what am I doing? Like, get out there. If you haven't dated, if you haven't been out with nobody, get back out there and become the date queen or date king. Like, you don't have to be intimate with people. You could just go out to dinner, kick it at the movies, go on a little excursion or something like that. Like, it's hot, Six Flags and Darney Park and Splish Splash, especially if you're in New York, Darney, in Jersey and PA, and all these amusement parks are opening. Like, take a Friday and Saturday off and just go out there and have fun. Like, I don't know, become a fucking sugar baby. Like, just do something that you have never done before. Like, step outside of that comfort zone. Like, I've never been mini golfing, so I'm excited to go mini golfing. Like, I already got my whole outfit in mind, and just a lot of things that I've like I said, I've also gotten into, watching sermons in the morning, just pretty much throughout my day. Like, I pretty much watch sermons throughout my day. When I was getting my hair done, I watched two. Okay, I watched one from T.D. Jakes. I watched, and it was somebody else that I watched. But then before that, I think I watched two more. One from Sarah Jake Robert, and another one from T.D. Jakes as well. And baby, like, I just been watching sermons and allowing God to just speak through me through different things, and really trying to kick the habits that's still lingering that I have and all these other things. And it's okay to say I'm not where I want to be. It's okay to say that I'm still a little reserved. It's okay to say I'm still a little scared. I'm still a little unsure. It's okay to say that, because most of the time the most amazing things and the best outcomes happen when you are scared, when you are unsure, and you just go for it anyway. It's like, like, I don't know, you going for an interview and you're like, listen, I don't know if I'm gonna get it, but I'm gonna go anyway. And whatever happens, happens. Like, I'm gonna toss it back up into the universe and let them reconfigure it. And if it wasn't for me, it wasn't for me. You got to start to look at things as, if you keep, let's say it's a job and you keep applying to the same job and they keep denying you, it's not for you. It's not that your resume isn't good enough. It's not that you don't have the adequate work experience or whatever, because a lot of people hire people that don't have experience for what they actually applying for. It's just God and the universe know that that place is not for you. So once you stop applying and you apply to something different, it'll be better. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I remember when I was applying to this one job, and I remember the lady kept saying, like, she needs, somebody for, like, back of house, and I have, like, back of house experience and stuff like that. And she was just like, my floor workers, we do, they always on the floor, they do this, they do that. And she was just like, oh, I need a back of house. And she kept implying that, like, she need a worker for a back of house or whatever. So long story short, she wound up not giving me that actual position that I applied for. But she was like, oh, but if you want to work if you want to work the back of house, then this and this and that. And at that moment, I could have sold myself out, or I could have been like, oh, yeah, but I would need this amount of pay. I would need to be compensated this amount. And if you can't compensate me that amount, then it's no reason for us to continue to talk. But I just kind of let it be, because I'm like, I'm not going to reply to you, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to take that position, because it's something that's not going to truly make me happy. So it's like, I'll be short selling myself and shit like that to make you happy, but at the end of the day, I'll be there for a couple of months and then I'll fucking dip out. So, you know, nothing, like I always tell people, nothing is ever permanent. Everything is temporarily. Everything is temporary. Even when you just start a job, I don't look at it, especially, and I don't know what it is. And I know y'all probably like, bitch, you all off topic. So what? Okay. I don't know what it is with these managers, with them asking, how long do you plan on staying with the company? It's like, listen, your girl don't know. Your girl don't know. Your girl do not know. I do not have an estimated time. I don't have a time frame. Oh, no. I'm really trying to really get in the moment of go. When God say go, it's go. When God say stop, it's stop. When God, and that's just what it is. And of course, you might be like the best worker in the company. Who knows? But it's really honing in and stuff like that. But like I said, let me just jump back on this whole thing. But this whole twin flame soulmate journey is it's an amazing blessing. But people have somehow flipped it and reconfigured it to be this dramatic, long, evil, angry, bitter situation where it's like you are antagonizing one person and you're going after this other person and you're this and you're that, and it's so, and it's not that. It's not that. It's literally not. It's literally not that. But like I said, it's so many people who have been, and like I said, you could have people. Like I said, people were out there playing with witchery. You know what I'm saying? People were out there playing with witchery, so people could have been playing with your mind. People could have been doing a lot of things to you. But what I don't want people to do is to say, and blame everything on somebody doing bad to them. Like somebody doing witchery on them. Like, oh, you're doing witchery on me. Oh, that's why this is happening. Like, continue to do you and let God and your ancestors and your angels handle that on the back end. Like, like let them handle that on the back end and continue to just keep striving and doing you, because that's the only thing that you can do. But you know, it's a it's a lot. It's a lot. Like it was really heavy and hectic in the beginning. Really heavy and hectic in the beginning, because I didn't know what and the who and a why and a where, and now I can, and it's like yeah, but I I can sit here and and laugh at it and be like, child, this journey was ghetto, okay? Ghetto, fabulous. Listen, let me tell you something. If y'all can't laugh at y'all journey, if y'all can't laugh at the shit that y'all been through, if y'all can't see a glimpse of humor in it, and everything is so surreal, everything is so serious and real, then y'all got a lot. Y'all got some stuff y'all got to still work on. Like y'all got to get that humor together. Y'all need to like. What's gonna happen when you and your twin reconnect, or you and your soulmate reconnect? Like y'all gotta be able to understand, like, yeah, this was serious shit that happened, but y'all also gotta be able to laugh at other shit that happened as well. You gotta be able to laugh at yourself. Like, you can't just be like a butthole, just like so clenched and tight. Like, no, laugh. Like, it's okay to sit here and joke on certain shit, because it's like at the end of the day, you came out stronger, you came out better than what you were. Like, I'm better and I'm stronger than what I was when I started this journey. I'm more awake and I'm more aware. I'm more alert of the things that I say and the things that I do, and how I come off to people and stuff like that. Like, I'm more alert and more aware of a lot of certain things that happens, and I'm grateful. Like, I'm grateful and I'm blessed with the journey. Even though I can sit up here and I can go to this journey ghetto all I want, I'm still grateful and blessed about the journey. I'm still grateful and blessed to have came into contact with who I came into contact with. Like, I'm still blessed and grateful to continue to be growing and healing and evolving, because you're never going to be done healing. The things are going to happen throughout life. So it's like I'm grateful and I'm blessed to be able to be here, to be alive, and to take on other tasks throughout my journey and stuff like that. Like, I'm grateful to level up and to, always figure out a way to get to the next mark. Like, I'm like, tomorrow, it's not that's not promised. Yesterday it done already happened. So it's like, living in the now. Like, we gotta live like in the right now. And like I said, I'm grateful for that. Like, I could sit here and laugh, like I got memories of my person, and how we first met. And of course, he was not your girl usual type. Okay, he was not, and I'm sure I wasn't his, and that's perfectly fine. I know for a fact. I'm pretty sure that I wasn't his and he wasn't mine. But it grew into that. Like, you understand what I'm saying? It's something that grew into it. He made his choices. I made my choices. Well, yeah. And that's just what it is. It's how the cookie crumbles. And you just gotta have gratitude for you not being where you were once at when this first started. It's like, look how far you've grown. Look how far you come. Look at what you achieved. Look at, the things that you noticed on the instant. Like, me, normally letting shit fly, and, now I'm just like, nah. Okay. But, like I said, I. I could sit here and laugh and call shit ghetto if I want to call it ghetto. To me, it's ghetto. And I could sit here and laugh at me and what I've allowed myself to go through. And I could sit here and laugh at certain shit that happened in the journey. Because I can. Because you know why? It's mine. You should be able to laugh at you in your journey and certain shit that you were foolish in. And you get, man, can't believe I let myself fall for that shit again. Like, what fuck was that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have fun with it. This is a fun journey. So, I just want to encourage everybody. I know this probably was like, my, but I just want to encourage everybody to stay strong and continue to have fun and to laugh and to reminisce and look back on the good times, and cherish those good moments, not the bad moments, or whatever, like, but the good moments and stuff like that. And you know just be happy that you're not where you used to be, and that you're continuously growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. That's the best part about it. It's like you're continuously growing. So be grateful and happy and honored with that. And don't take everything so seriously, because everything isn't meant to be taken seriously. Learn to laugh at things. Learn to put shit on the back burner, because it doesn't. You know, it's not for you. You know, learn to set those boundaries, and just know that you're still great, and go out there and apply for those jobs that you don't have the qualification for. Still go out there and do it. Still go out there and do it. I was applying to positions that I didn't even qualify for, and I was getting interviews for them. Baby, it's energetic. It's energy. Like, I literally work with people that love me. I work with people that kind of like me. I work with people that don't fucking like me. So it's like, at the end of the day, you not liking me, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, I'm still your boss. Like, I supervise you. Okay, but um Yeah, learn to laugh at it. Learn to, when you and your person, if y'all are in communication and y'all do talk, just learn to laugh at certain shit that y'all went through. I mean, y'all have to be healed enough to laugh at shit. Like y'all can't be still half healed, kind of bitter, kind of sour about some shit, and then want to laugh at something. Like that's not gonna work because y'all just gonna trigger each other all over again, and it's gonna be like, but y'all gotta learn to laugh at certain things. Like y'all do, and it's the funniest shit ever. Cause I'ma laugh at that shit when my verses, I'ma just be cracking the hell up. Um, but like I said, it's certain things you laugh at, and there's certain things that you don't laugh at. But it's ghetto.